guys, Steve from BS Customs here. Today we're going to be replacing the hood release cables on my C4 Corvette. Let's go take a look at it. And what I mean here specifically is the wiring cable that goes to each side of the hood releases and then in through the firewall under the dash to the lever. I had one of these ends break off under the dash where the lever is, so a whole new cable has to be replaced. One side comes right to here, and as you can see, both tubes right here go in through the firewall right here. That looks like this on the new cable. From the looks of this, it looks like it's going to be easier to pull it through under the dash and then pull the new one through from under the dash as well. I also do have the emergency release cables here, as you can see. It's just some cable tied off and then looped. We are able to fit a screwdriver or whatever you can under the windshield wiper here and just pull it, and that will actuate the arm over here. These little clips here are what hold in the release mechanism. These are very expensive, surprisingly. They're about $10 to $20 for these little clips, so try not to break them as you're doing this. So these are the T10 torque cable tie downs that are along the firewall. Just follow that cable across the firewall and just remove all these. That will get the cable free. And here's another one of those right here. On this cable, this goes down into the plenum. You can see it shaking over there. There's another tie on the firewall, and then it finally terminates at the other release mechanism. And all it does is, again, it just pulls this and actuates the latch in there when the hood comes in. On the driver's side dash, you'll see the hood release lever inside the hole here. This is the trim panel I took off. There's 2 bolts, one here, and there should be 3 actually. Mine only had 2. And take the plate off, and then we can go out and go look at the release lever. It's real hard to get the shot of this. The camera's gimbal's freaking out. But you can see the torn cable there, and you can see the other one up behind it. Let me get my hand in here. And I'm taking my own advice. I'm going to cut the remaining cable that's connected still so I don't damage the release lever at all and just take it out of the car. A pro tip here. Mine are already disconnected because these stupid clips broke on mine on one side here, which is why we installed the emergency release. But if yours is still connected in there, just cut the wire. Don't try and fish it out. Don't waste your time. Don't damage or break this clip. You're going to be taking it out anyways. Just snip it if you need to, and then you're going to grab the base here on the adjuster and just pull it up, and it's free. And I've taken all the cables out of mine. Oop, one more ringlet left here. So make sure you get all these off your cable, and now I'm just going to feed it through. Take note, it went behind the transmission dipstick. So a T15 Torx will remove the distributor cover off your TPI intake if you have that on your model, and there you go. You don't even have to fish it out. You can just lift it in, and then when we go to install, I think we can conform it just like this one, I hope, and make it match the same path it took. Got the old cable out. After trying to fuss with it, I gave up. I got the razor blade out, and demonstrating here, there's what it looks like now, but it used to look like this, coming through the firewall. I razor bladed this up, peeled it back a little bit with some pliers, and then I took the biggest screwdriver I had, the hammer, and I just shoved it down in there, right behind it, right about here on the firewall side, and just started hammering it through, and the gasket finally pushed on through, and I was able to pull it through from under the dash. So to install this, we're just going to feed this one in from under the car, and the way it's designed is it should just pull through and then seat on the hole. You can see the hole here. What I'm going to do is I cut off the short end of the original cable free from its harness, and I'm going to feed it through down into the footwell. I then have some duct tape here. I am going to duct tape the one end of the new cable to it and pull it through, and then slide this back through again to grab the other cable and pull that through as well. That worked perfect. You can see right here, new cable's through. Here's my fishing line again, and we're going to go back in now and grab the other end. Use a good amount of, make sure the tape's really on there when you go to do this. Mine came off right at the hole here. I was able to grab the new line of a pair of pliers. Back to this now. I have the new one installed here. You can see I ripped the boot a little bit, but I was able to get a pair of pliers on it, grab it, and kind of pull it through, get it tight. But really, it was on the inside under the dash. It's been quite a nightmare, but I did get it mostly installed. When you have the ring where both cables come through, I took a really, really long screwdriver, and I just kept forcing, using the hard edge of that ring to push the assembly up into the hole of the firewall. I didn't get the seat 100% perfect. I don't have small enough hands or the strength to do it, but it's pretty good. It's close enough over there. So once that was in, I was then able to get these back installed with the metal clamp over them, and then fight with them to get them into the ring there. You can see this one goes up higher. I don't get as good of a movement on it. It was like that before though, but it's how it is. That side and my far side doesn't really connect it either, but I think you should have it more look like this one here where it's right at the edge. This one went up the slot here. I don't think it's supposed to do that, but I'll deal with that when I go to do the other side. But I am now in the process of setting up the latch over there. Let's go look at that. Looking at the assembly here, right here, this is adjustable. It can be turned either way on the screw here. Turn it down towards the screw to make this longer. And this is, of course, the other end that's connected under the hood. So all this does is you're going to push it into the slot and then get it underneath the lip so it gets locked in there like the other one I have. I think I have this in a good place where I would connect this one here. It had pretty good movement when I actuate it. Let's see it here. There it goes. And it should be enough to move that lever in enough to move that lock. So let's try and connect that now. So I was able to get it installed. I had to use a really small flat blade screwdriver to kind of go under the clip, twist it so it would raise the little ramp here, and then force the other cable in. A lot more difficult for me because I have the emergency release cables kind of eating up a lot of the room in there, but it finally went in. And there we go. So I just tested the other side, worked good, looks like it actuates. I am now going to test the hood. I highly recommend that if you haven't done so already, to install the emergency release cable that you could put underneath the windshield wipers. You'll never even see it under the hood, but you can always grab it. All you need are these ferrules. These are the terminator ends and some stainless steel wire. I know Eckler's and other places have this cable available, but it's not stainless steel. It will rust. This one won't rust. But all you do is terminate the ferrule ends on it, as you see the guy did down there, and then make a loop over here, ferrule it, and just put some black tape around it so you don't poke your finger. That's it. It would make testing this a lot easier if you're gonna do this yourself and you don't have these installed yet, because it won't matter if you didn't do it right. You can still get the hood open. Okay, and now the test. Latched. I can't get this one up. This side on my Corvette never latched right, and that's how this broke in the first place. I started mucking around with it. Over here though, it's actually down. And 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. All done. All that's left now is put your kick panel back in place and a little trim piece around the handle you grab. So there it is. It's all done. Works good. Remember to put your cable ties back onto the firewall if you want to. I only used 1 or 2 of them. And your distributor cover for your TPI engine. I don't know what's next for the car. I think we might be taking the plastic dip off, turning it back to black. Maybe we'll paint it silver. Maybe we'll sell it. We'll see. More to come. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up. And we'll see you next time, everyone. Take care. Well, I guess that answers that question. Back to black. The little purple pinstripe. I kind of like it. Looking pretty cool.